In this video, we're going to learn how to use vertex painting with the Ultimate Lit Shader, which is our custom shader for Unity URP. So vertex painting basically uses the individual vertices and changes the vertex color of those vertices. Let's see if we can pull up a shaded wireframe view. So you can see that this mesh has all these different vertices on it. So there's like one here, 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 and so on. And so when you're vertex painting, you're changing the color of those vertices. Now on the back end, what's happening is we're actually checking the color of each one of these verts and then using it to interpolate between two different textures on the mesh itself. So here's our mesh. We have two different surface inputs. We have surface input 1 and surface input 2. You can enable or disable it. You can change all of the parameters for each one of those surface inputs, like so. Now in this example, I have this teal concrete and these stone cobbles. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use Polybrush. So you can download Polybrush from the package manager and open the Polybrush window. And then you need to go to paint vertex colors. And then we're going to go ahead and paint on this mesh. And the nice thing is that just hovering over it shows you sort of the result that will happen when you're painting on it. And you can see if we use a black color here. Let's go ahead and increase the strength and change the radius. Something like this. So when you're painting the black color, what's happening? So what's happening is it's picking up the surface input 2 and blending between the surface input 1 and the surface input 2. And it's doing that using a height blend together with the vertex colors. And so when the vertex color is black, it'll use the input 2. And when the vertex color is white, it'll use the input 1. Now you can see here it's like kind of nice because you can paint directly between these two options. But where it really shines is you can sort of paint an in-between color. And that lets the two materials kind of blend together really nicely. So you can see here the stone gray cobbles are blending with this concrete graffiti texture. And again, you can customize all these textures as well. So for example, if we want to change the height mapping for our concrete, you can do that. Or the occlusion, I want to reduce the occlusion. And so this option makes it really easy to create different types of environments in your scene using just a few different art assets. So you can imagine like, okay, well, we have this quad here, and this one looks, you know, kind of like, let's lower the strength, kind of like this. Okay, and this is just one asset. And then if we copy this asset, move it over here, it's the same exact asset, right? But if we want, we can completely change the way that it looks by like bringing in a different material a little bit more strongly on some of the edges. Maybe something like, I don't know, maybe bring the size up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And so now you can see these don't really look like they're perfectly tiling anymore. I guess they do a little bit because I painted it poorly. But maybe we do something more like that and then add in a little bit more of this, like in this corner, and all of a sudden you have something that looks really unique, and you have these two materials, these two, you know, quads that you can kind of paint directly over as well, like that. And obviously this is tiling, so you know you can adjust it a little bit, but it makes it really powerful. It makes it really easy to author different scenes in your project. And so the way that we set that up was just taking in, you know, one input and adding a second input here, and you could just enable or disable it. And if we want, we could like swap it out for something completely different as well. Like for example, I have this human skin texture and we could just swap that out and now it looks like that. So pretty cool. I thought you guys would like that and like this little tutorial showcasing how to use the vertex painting feature of Ultimate Lit Shader. So if you like this functionality and you think this is something that you could use, Ultimate Lit Shader is available on the Unity Asset Store. I'll include a link in the description below so that you can download it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.